you're gonna love this math rule. This math rule is gonna save you hours on your homework every single night. You learn how to do these equations. These problems could take students 20, 30 minutes to figure out. You're gonna figure it out in like 1 minute. Just follow this rule and you're gonna save yourself hours on homework, okay? Here we go, it's with these functions and equations. We have t-charts here. In an x-y relationship, we're gonna find the rule, and we're gonna find the missing value here. T-charts can also look like this. So I wanted you to see them like this and like this. So what's the relationship from x to y? You can see 22 to 30. It looks like from x to y, it's increasing, right? So when it's increasing, you want to start with addition and see if addition would work. If addition doesn't work, you want to go to multiplication. If multiplication doesn't work, you're either going to multiply and then add or multiply and then subtract, okay? And that's what these are, and I'll teach a quick way to get it right away. Okay, watch. 22 to 30, it looks like it's increasing by 8. So you're adding 8 to x to get to y. 25, now let's see, it's got to work for all of these. So 25 plus 8 is 33. Well, that 30 plus 8 is 38. So 32 plus 8 is 40. So we have found the rule. And in 5th grade, you might have written the rule like this, adding 8, right? But in 6th grade, we're going to do variables, okay? So watch, x to y. So x plus 8 equals y. See how that works? So that's important. All right, guys, let's go on to this next one. X to y. Now, this is a key indicator to tell you that something is happening. 0 to 0, 1 to 5, 2 to 10, 3 to 15. Let's take a look at this. I want you to notice, before we go on, that this is in sequence, meaning in order. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how this jumped around? From 22 to 25, that's going by 3. 25 to 30, that's going by 5. Then it's going by 2. No real pattern happening there. But when it's in sequence, and then there is going to be a pattern here when this is in sequence, okay? And I want you to notice that pattern here. Now, 0 to 0 means something very important. You're going to be multiplying, because anything times 0 is 0. So that is a key indicator that you're going to be multiplying. All right, 0 to 0 means you're going to be multiplying. So 1 times what is 5? That's right, 5. 2 times what is 10? That's right, 5. 3 times what is 15? That's right, 5. 4 times 5 is 20. So the missing one's 20. Did you guys get 22? Did you know that? And now the rule, x times 5 equals y. X times 5 equals y. That's the rule. You could also write 5x equals y. Coefficient variable. When the coefficient's next to the variable, that means you multiply. Now, I want you to notice this. This is the key part that you probably clicked on this video for. This is the life changer. Are you ready? When this is in sequence, I want you to notice, what is this going by? 0 to 5, you're adding 5. 5 to 10, you're adding 5. 10 to 15, you're adding 5. 15 to 20, you're adding 5. You with me? So you see how that's adding 5? I want you to notice something here. The difference of what you're increasing by here and this number that you multiplied, do you notice anything about it? Okay, now we're going to move on to this one. All right, 0 to 1. So it looks like it's increasing. First, let's just check this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going in sequence, so that's going to be key. If you're not going in sequence, you can still make it work. And let's look here. What are we going by? We're going by 2s here, right? We're increasing by 2 each time because that's going in sequence. So you probably can figure out that that's going to be 9, right? But now we have to find the relationship from x to y. So because that's 0, and then we go to 1, we're going to first see if adding works. 0 plus 1 is 1. Ooh, that works there. But 1 plus 1 is 2, and that's not a 2, that's a 3. So we know we're not going to be adding. Well, not only adding. You see, watch this. what can we multiply by and then add? This indicates to me that we're going to be adding 1. All right, do you see that big hint there? So, I want you to notice, 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So I'm going to write that. Times 2 plus 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. You see that? 3 times 2 plus 1 is 7. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Okay, so therefore, the rule is times 2 plus 1. Now, if you were in 5th grade, you'd write times 2 plus 1. But we're going to do the relationship. So, x times 2 plus 1 equals y. Or 2x plus 1 equals y. Now, here's the main part of what I wanted to share with you today. Is you might be able to figure out this one with multiplying by 2 and adding 1, but some of them get really difficult. And here's where you can really get a lot of help. You ready? You see what it's increasing by? It's increasing by 2 each time. And what do you notice it's multiplying by? Multiplying by 2. Okay, now that's the secret. That's what I wanted to share with you guys, is that this increase by 2, and this 2 here, this increased by 5, and this 5 here, that is not a coincidence. That is not a coincidence, guys. That's a secret trick. That is a magic trick. You ready? Here we go. Look. Is this going in sequence? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it is. Because it's going in sequence, I can then find a pattern here. What are we going by? 4 to 10 is adding 6. That's adding 6. And this is, this should be adding 6. This actually should be 22. I made a little mistake, but I'm not redoing this video. All right, so this should be 22 here, guys. Now, add 6 here, and we'll get 28, okay? So that will be 28. Now, we gotta find the rule. This 0 to 4. So the first thing you wanna do is check to see if adding works. 0 plus 4 is 4. Yes, it works there. Wait, always on A. On A, B, C, D, like which one is it? They're always gonna put x plus 4 equals y because they know someone's gonna pick that right away. That's a trick. That's how they're trying to trick you. Not you though, not you. Watch. Watch this. You think 0 plus 4 is 4, so x plus 4 equals y? But what about 1 plus 4 is 5, not 10? You see? So it's not adding. Now you're stuck. You don't know what to do. 0, now we're gonna have to like multiply by something and add it. And it could be a number of different things. So back before I knew this pattern, I would go like 1 times 2 is 2, plus 8 is 10. And then try it for here. And if that didn't work, I would then multiply by 3 and then add, then times 4 and then add, and then times 5 and then add, and then even get to where you would have to subtract. But now, with this trick that I'm teaching you right now, forget all that. What's it increasing by? 6. That means, guys, that you are gonna multiply by 6. Watch. 2 times, or not 2, 6. 6 times x. Because this is increasing by 6 here, it's 6 times x, and then we're gonna do something. Okay, so 6 times 0, substitute the 0 in, is 0. And then plus 4 is 4, right? So then plus 4 equals y. So now watch this. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. Now this is getting exciting. 2, substitute the 2 in. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. Substitute the 3 in. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 4 is 22. It should have been 22. Substitute the 4 in. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4 is 28. And how did I know that we would multiply by 6? I didn't have to do all that guessing and checking. How did I know that? Because this was in sequence here, and then I knew whatever this increased by, that was going to be the coefficient variable. That means you multiply. But sometimes you might not have that 1, and you know that this went by 2, but if that was 4 and that was 16, you could then figure out that's a difference of 12, and then half of 12 is 6, so then you would know what that is. So you could still like mustered up this trick if they did skip 1, you know what I mean? All right, now let's go to the hardest one up here. Pause the video, see if you can do it. All right, remember how I said when the 0, 0 here, that indicates multiplication right off the bat. This goes 0 to -3. Well, let's see if x minus 3 equals y works. 0 minus 3 is -3. 1 minus 3 is -2, not 5. So now I know I have to multiply and then subtract. So that's a big indicator that I have to subtract. I got to find the difference. What's the difference between -3 and 5? Well, from -3 to get to 0, the absolute value of -3 is 3. And then from 0 to 5 is another 5. The absolute value of 5 is 5. So 3 plus 5, if this is 0, 3 plus 5 is 8. So that's increasing by 8. Now 5 to 13, what's that increasing by? That's also increasing by 8. 13 to 21, that's increasing by 8. So this must be increasing by 8 as long as this is in sequence, in order. So that would be 29 here. Now watch this. What do we multiply by, guys? What do you think we multiply by? Crosley, do you know?
I think
What do you multiply by? This is my son, Crosley.
8
You multiply by 8, right? So we're going to do 8 times x, and not plus. We're going to then subtract. We're going to subtract, okay? But what are we going to subtract? We're going to subtract, let's see. 8 times 0 is 0, and then 0 minus what is -3?
0 minus what?
Minus 3, right? Yeah, so -3. So now we're going to do 8, substitute the 1 in. When the coefficient's next to the variable, Crosley, you go 8 times 1 is 8, minus 3 is 5. So that would then equal y. 2, substitute the 2 in. 8 times 2 is 16, and 16 minus 3 is 13, that's right. Substitute the 3 in. 8 times